Good evening. I want to thank the Congressional Coalition on Adoption Institute for having given me the opportunity to be part of the Foster Youth Internship program this summer, and Congressman Langevin from Rhode Island for allowing me to intern in his office. It is such an honor to be here tonight as a voice for the over 500,000 children in foster care who will not sleep in their own beds tonight in the United States. At the age of 6, I was homeless. While most girls were playing with their Barbies or playing in their mother's closet, I was playing in a McDonald's trash bin. My mother, brother, and I did not live like normal people. We were like ancient nomads. With only one blanket to share among us, a cart to put our things, we wandered into more than 20 cities across all throughout Los Angeles County, stayed in a myriad of motels and shelters, and even behind a furniture store, ironically enough. Eventually, we ended up living in a junk car that we could barely afford. It didn't even drive. I lived in that car for 4 years, all throughout middle school. Little did anyone know, I curled back in the back seat and starved throughout the night. How cold I was. Sometimes so hungry, I sprinkled salt on paper and ate it. Always too scared to ever really shut my eyes. My mother is believed to have been mentally ill. That's why I was poor, hungry, neglected, and beaten. I was put into foster care. I had just turned 14. Most girls were stressing over boys, and I was stressing over my survival. About 3 years ago, when I was a month away from my 18th birthday, I, like thousands of kids, worried about what my life would become after my emancipation from foster care. I had been in the system for 4 years, a small period compared to the time my other siblings had endured. And I did not know if I was going to be able to graduate without a place to call home. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the foster care system, a majority of the youth in foster care are not adopted or reunified with their parents, and often left with the responsibility of having to deal with their future without any help. I consider myself one of the lucky ones who aged out. Amid my moves from one home to another, the annoyances of having to go to court and not being able to see my mother and brother, I was able to find home at school, in my education. Somewhere along the bumpy road, someone believed in me. Actually, many believed in me. Through the Alliance of Independent Schools, an organization for promising minority students, I was accepted on full scholarships to Archer School for Girls, one of the best private schools in the country. I struggled day to day just to have those 8 hours from 7 to 3, Monday through Friday, where my mind and body could escape mentally and physically from all the pain that I was experiencing in my life. I woke up at 4 each morning and took 3 hours of public transportation, often taking as many as 3 buses, a train, and a walk just to get to school. You see, I consider myself one of the luckiest because I only went to 2 schools during my entire elementary, middle, and high school career and time in foster care and child of immense poverty. This is not the case for most foster and neglected kids. I have watched most of my siblings as they moved from school to school, as they moved from foster home to foster home, as many as 10 schools. Most times they dropped out of school and repeated the same mistakes our parents had. But who could blame them? I remember I felt a sense of guilt and sadness as my closest foster sister, even after encouraging her to apply to college, became pregnant and entered an abusive relationship. I remember her words when I asked her why she did it. "Why do you keep pretending?" she said. "Can't you see the life that you talk about is for them?" Did she mean rich kids, kids with parents? The truth is, many foster kids do not feel worthy enough to get out of their circumstances because they are not loved. I was fortunate to receive the love of people who believed in me and continually told me I was smart and capable of applying to college, even an Ivy like Brown University. We shouldn't have to be so lucky. If only every foster child could be paired with at least one mentor or be provided love from a caring foster parent, then maybe they would be able to conceive of a better life. In the words of Rachel Carson, if a child is to keep alive his inborn sense of wonder, he needs a companionship of at least one adult who can share it, rediscovering with him the joy, excitement, and mystery of the world we live in. I credit my very own success to my mentor and foster mother, Lola Lavoie, who I nominated. Where's Lola?